Hey, what's going on, guys? Rylan from the Garage Gym, and today, finally, I've got my IRWIN Fitness bench here to review for you guys, and I've been excited about this one because we've been waiting a long time to get this in the gym. So stay tuned, we'll talk about it. Hey, welcome back, and today we're talking about IRWIN Fitness's adjustable bench. This bench is absolutely, in my opinion, just gonna say it straight out of the gate here, the best looking adjustable bench in the market right now. And I've said that for the last 3 years. And if you're new to the channel and you're wondering, well, who is IRWIN Fitness? It's a company out of Canada. I'm Canadian, I'm from Vancouver, BC, and I have a soft spot for supporting small companies like this. So IRWIN Fitness is a really growing small company that builds custom handmade gym equipment, and they make really, really nice stuff. If you're up in Canada, check out their website. It is not going to be your low budget gym equipment. This is made to order type stuff, and this bench itself has taken some time to get here. It's definitely worth the wait, but when you're ordering from them, remember it's being handmade. Not many companies are hand making equipment anymore. They use basically automated computerized welding systems. So really, really cool handmade equipment, and it's different when you know who made it for you and it's made to order. So that's a little background on IRWIN Fitness themselves, and this thing is absolutely awesome. So let's talk about, you know, how do you order it? So what options do you have, etc., everything else. So just getting into the ordering process of this bench. Now, one thing to bear in mind is when you're on the website, you have to switch up in the top right corner. Make sure you change it from Canadian currency to US currency. About a year or two ago, that was a big controversy. Everyone was looking at the price and freaking out. So first thing you do if you're in the States is just make sure you've got the right country code on the website there, and then the pricing will change accordingly. This bench here, you can select it with either a standard width pad, which is a 12-inch pad. That's what I have here, or you can get a wider pad version, which is like a 14-inch version. I'll touch on that a little bit. I have a wide pad, or is it right back there, that Rep Flat Bench 5000 with the wide pad. And I really like it for doing just strictly flat bench. Anything else, when you get into incline and stuff, I really feel like 12 inches is the sweet spot. I think for most people, you're going to be happy with this at 12 inches. Remember, Rogue's AB 3.0 is only 11 inches wide. It's actually skinnier than most of the standard benches. People really like that bench as well. So between 11 and 12 inches is to me the sweet spot on an adjustable bench. That's in terms of, you know, which pad to pick. Color, you have the option of getting your standard powder coat black, or you can do any custom color you want. There's a little bit of an upcharge for that. I think it's $40, and you can pick any powder coat color you want. I went with red. I just wanted to match the red in the gym. You can add the vertical storage option. You know, for the small amount extra it's going to add, I definitely would go with that, and I did on mine here. And that's just something that, to me, gives you the option to store it up vertically. I'll show you a picture of that as we're talking about it. And now the padding. IRWIN has two different pads. You can get the premium pad or the standard padding. This one here has got the premium padding on it. I noticed right away using this bench how grippy the padding is. And I'm used to using Rogue and Rep benches. And in fact, I feel like the Rep benches are grippier than Rogues. But having said that, this is one of the grippiest pads, if not the grippiest pad I've ever used. And when you're benching, it actually pulls your shirt where you feel like you're almost going to rip your shirt off when you're trying to sit up. And you know, I'm just really impressed with that. That was one of the first things I noticed using it, was just how grippy the pad was. People have told me that, but it's different when you actually put it in hand and actually use it yourself. And you know, I'm really impressed. So that's with the premium pad. I'm going to, of course, say go ahead and get it with that padding. For most people, I think you're going to really like it. It's almost like it's hard to describe this. It's almost like a fake alligator skin type texture. I'll show you some pictures but it's really easy to clean as well. I cleaned the whole bench, and it's really simple to clean, but it just grips really well. So that's your choice in the padding. You can also pick your hardware color if you want to do, you know, basic black or zincs or different zinc coating hardware. This one is in the black oxide hardware, and I think that looks good with the red and black theme. So you can pick your hardware that you want. Now the handle out in the front of the bench, it has a handle very similar to Rep's AB-5000, and what was that noise? Very similar to the Rep bench, where it has a horizontal handle. And you can get that in just a smooth, or you can get a knurled handle for that. I really like the knurled handle. I think most benches are heading in that direction and using knurled handles now. Those are your options there. Now, as configured, how this bench is sitting right here in front of you, $813 US. And the reason it's kind of an odd number is that IRWIN does their pricing in Canadian and then uses a conversion to convert it to US dollars, which obviously moves, so the exchange rate's going to change throughout time, but that's why it's a really weird number, $813. That is as configured. I know that's a little more expensive than some of the other benches on the market, but you're getting a handmade premium bench, and we're going to get into the features in a little bit. But let's talk about, okay, shipping. So say you're in the States and you want to order one of these. It's not bad, actually, to be honest. The price to ship the bench is not going to be cheap. That's to be expected. It's coming from way up north in Canada. It has to cross the border, which we all know can be a pain when you're shipping stuff, and get down to you. Shipping will really depend on your location and what kind of rates they can get. So I can tell you what I've got for shipping here, and it was around 360 or 380 US. I'd have to go check it on the invoice again to have it shipped down here. And it came very quick. I want to say it was maybe a week or just a little bit over a week, and it got down to California. That's pretty good. I was really impressed with the shipping time and also the packaging on the shipping. When it arrived, and there's some pictures of me picking it up, it was perfect. You know how we are when we're ordering stuff gets messed up almost every time. This thing traveled like halfway across North America here and made it down without a scratch or anything. Even the plastic was untouched. So it does come on a pallet, and then it's covered, and it's kind of like it's wrapped in a black wrapping, almost like a plastic material, and then there's a soft foam material underneath that, and it's very well secured. So it worked out really well. So that's it. People are always asking me, shipping and how much does it cost and everything else. But you can go and get some shipping rates, and when you get onto the website and contact IRWIN for that. The actual bench itself, and let's compare it maybe to the one I'm sitting on. Now, this isn't really a fair comparison. We're talking about, a $500 bench here to say an $800 bench. Quite a bit different, but in terms of the actual features, I think we can kind of go through some of that. The IRWIN bench has one additional back angle to it. So when this comes up, you're going to have 8 different angles to choose from, and then on the front you're going to have 4. Reps has 3 and then 7. It's kind of cool how you have a little more adjustability there. They both use a closed ladder system, so very similar in the way the systems are. It's a metal ladder, and then there's a plastic roller so it doesn't scratch up your paint as you select through all the different angles. Now, IRWIN's added something else on here as well that Reps does not have, and Reps has a rear post, so if you're going to stand the bench up, there's a post there that sort of secures it on the back area. IRWIN has a lockout feature, so right here you can simply use this lever, this little plastic lever here, and lock that out. Now what that does is it's now locked out in the flat position, and the instance that you would use that would be for vertical storage. So if you were to store it up like this, and right there, so now you can see where that's locked out, and then that's how you would store it. It's really, really simple. Another feature that this bench has, it has a wider front foot than most benches. It's definitely wider than this Rep bench here behind me, the 5200. And these rubber feet are super secure. I like the width on them. I like how stable that is. The back end here has the same rubber feet. It's very wide. The bench is very stable. I was using it for incline presses the other day. Between the weight of myself, I think I was 430 pounds on there. It didn't even budge at all. It's very tight tolerance all the way throughout. And I'll bring it back over here. We'll talk about the hinge system. It uses like a triple hinge up in the front here, and that is typically where benches are going to have a lot of play. And if you've followed my channel for a while, you know that I have a hack to tighten up the play on the Rep 5200. It's really simple to do. You just get a different bolt, and anyway, there's a whole video on that if you want to watch it, and that takes all the play out of this bench. IRWIN's, you don't need to do that. It's already got basically a reinforced front hinge, and it's very strong. There's not a lot of play there at all. Yeah, I mean, it's solid, and I would say more solid than most benches. I really like that design. Let's talk about that hinge area still. We're talking about the gap there. When compared to this Rep 5200, I'll show you some pictures in the B-roll. You can see how big that gap is. The IRWIN is about 1.25 inches, and I measured it, and it's actually pretty close to exactly that. And it's a very narrow gap. Overall length of your pad, so from here to here, is 53 inches. The Rep bench is going to be about 55, but remember, this gap is also a lot bigger, so that's making that a bit longer. So, and then the height is just a hair under 17.5, and then the Rep bench is 17.5. 17.5 is sort of an industry standard for the height of the bench, and they're all around that range. Weight of the actual bench itself is around 120 pounds. I like the horizontal front handle. It's easier to grab. I prefer this type of handle. Moving it around was really easy. The rear wheels are actually really oversized for this type of bench, and if you compare them to the Rep bench, I like the wheels on this one better, and the wheels, the way they're shrouded, is actually really nice. One thing that really stands apart, in my opinion, on this bench over some of the other ones I've worked with and seen, is the level of detail that's gone into the bench itself, and just the amount of detailed logos are in here, laser cut logos, the details in terms of the actual angles that are laser cut, not only on the sides, but also along the back rail. And you're going to see the IRWIN Fitness logo all over the place. I mean, it's just surprised me where it is. It's even in those end caps down on the back support. Those have even got, IRWIN Fitness inlays in them. I was shocked. I didn't even notice that at first, and I got down. I was like, oh man, that's cool. You're just getting so much detail, so much workmanship that it's going to blow you away. Like I said, this is by far, to me, in my opinion, the best looking bench on the market right now. I'm really happy with it. This thing is just, it's like I said, it's been a long time to get one. The first time I saw these benches years ago, it was just blew my mind how good they look. I do enjoy promoting IRWIN Fitness. These guys are awesome. Helping a small company like that's always good. So, that is basically summing up the bench. So you're getting more adjustability, 4 in the front, 8 in the back. I like the angles. There's some different angles in there. There's a 37.5, I think. I'll show you a picture of all the angles, but I found the angles really good. I really liked that, and having that extra angle was really cool. The padding material is the best I've used. The gap is smaller. The play in the bench is really tight. The finish of the paint quality is basically like a car. Knurled front handle, easy storage. Only weighs about 120, 115, right around there. Weight. It's easy to maneuver. Oversized rear wheels. I mean, what else can I say? I'm just really happy with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep using the bench. I'm going to follow up. I'm going to post more updates on Instagram. If you got any questions, anything you want to know, let me know. Any measurements that are kind of intriguing to you, just post them in the comments below. I'll answer them. And in the meantime, stay tuned. I got lots more content coming this year. I really appreciate the support, and we'll see you on the next one.